We're here. It's fucking Wednesday. We're wired in. I got my bro with the beard, and I've known this guy with the beard since before he had the salt in his pepper, before he had the gray creeping through. It was just full lush. I'm thinking maybe he was born with it. Also, huge mistake on my end right now. It says Cody Adams, Fierceville, which is pretty fucking funny, but it's definitely not your name. So
for me,
yeah.
huh?
Yeah. So this is
I know
also
that.
this is also gonna be a Photoshop tutorial for me. I'm just gonna do a quick little photoshopping while we start this stream. But once again, it is Wednesday. A lot of you are familiar with these Wednesday-ass activities, but it being Wednesday means that we are absolutely giving away a free pair of headphones to a sub in the chat today. If you are a sub to the channel, go ahead and hit !raffle up in this bitch, and you will be able to
Give them to me.
You will be able to give them to Justin, or if you guys want to fucking go ahead and gift Justin a sub so he can enter the raffle manually, so maybe he can fuck around and win some headphones. Because here's the deal. We got one pair of headphones. I can't like give my guests a pair of headphones and give you guys a fucking pair of headphones. So, you know, if you want to be an ace and gift Justin a pair of headphones, that's fucking tight too. I support this.
I'm a gamer. I want them.
Yeah, there you go. Justin, what are you playing lately?
Because it's been around, actually. I got a PS5 and
You haven't touched it, have you?
no, I beat Miles Morales. I basically like locked myself in on that and beat the shit out of that real quick.
Are they gonna be doing Uncharted for that fucking thing?
No, I don't think they're gonna do Uncharted. I think that's dead.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Naughty Dog was maybe gonna release another one, so I don't have time to play video games these days, which kind of sucks. So
Yeah, I mean, you work full time, and plus you have this fucking blossoming porn career going on right now, so it's hard.
yeah,
I totally get it. And
busy.
I'm almost done with my Photoshop shit. Hold up. We are going to go ahead and save this to my computer. We're going to the Creative Cloud files, and then I'm going to save it as a PNG in case you guys want to know. Super.
I love when you tell me what file format you make my documents in.
I fucking make this goddamn thing in PNG. So fucking hard. There it is. Look, and then it just magically switches when I save it. There, you're back. You have your own identity now. You are you. You are you. I am me. Welcome to the fucking... Well, you don't get to be fierce because fierce is fierce, all right? We're going to let him have his own identity.
Fine. All right.
It is what it is, man.
Sorry. One day.
Welcome everybody to the stream. We got Justin back on the stream. He was one of the earlier guests, and that was kind of before we figured out what the fuck we were doing on this, uploading it to platforms, whether you're listening to it here on Twitch or whether you're watching this here on YouTube. Hey YouTube, what's up? How you doing? I just think it's important to have these conversations and have them in a place where everybody can see them, opposed to do them once and have them disappear into the ether. So Justin, you're back on Wired and Wednesday.
I am.
And so you might win some fucking headphones, you know?
Ooh, yeah.
How do I gift a sub to Justin? Well, I think you would just click on his name, and then I guess he would have to type in the chat, though. Drop a little something in the chat. You got a chat going? Can you see the chat?
Me? I don't see the chat. I'm basically illiterate to any of this stuff. I just see you.
Never mind. You can't give Justin shit. Justin ain't out here on the Twitch. Can't give him a goddamn thing. Fuck Justin.
I'm almost 40. I don't know anything that's going on anymore.
I'm almost 40, and I'm the one doing this, so there's no excuses. No fucking excuses. First of all,
you kids here talk ticks and things and stuff. I don't do any of that.
Saucy Mushrooms, who happens to be the tallest man in the world, would like a screenshot from your porn career, which is sick.
Ooh. Yeah, I'll get it. I'll hit you up with that later.
Just hit them with the fucking OnlyFans link. You're gonna be good. You're gonna start building the fan base, my guy.
I'm trying to make money anywhere I can, you know? Just
Me
in all
too.
directions. Businessman.
I mean, okay, so this is a question.
Yeah.
And I've never been on OnlyFans. As shocking as that may sound to pretty much everyone in this bitch, I've never been on there, so I don't really know what it is other than, you know, it caters to the sex industry, which I fully support. But if I started an OnlyFans, could it be me just like, you know, could the title be like, watch me fuck this pint of Ben and Jerry's in the mouth or something like that, and then it's just me like sitting and, you know, whatever, you know, I could be like, if you guys buy me fucking, you know, like a Speedo off Amazon or something like that, I have a little wish list, and I just sit there and pound it down on
That's
the couch.
I'm
And
pretty sure that's all you do. Just go to town. You could just eat random foods in a Speedo.
and that's cool. Like, is that something I should start a Patreon for? Or is that OnlyFans material? And I'm only asking because I just want to know in case I get, you know, like some spare time or anything like that. I feel like I could get into ice cream fetishes. I could get into food fetishes. I could do that. You put a little request in there. You'd be like, oh, get the fish food next time, but don't bring a napkin and eat it with your hands. Double tokens or some shit. I would do it. I would be happy to do it. Well, maybe that's what you'll see me doing in the future, is just eating on a webcam, which can be lucrative.
I'm sure there's a lot of people that would be into that. So really, you're doing a service.
It is a service.
Right.
I'm doing this so you don't have to, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I can do it too. We can both do it. We'll see what happens.
Colin's sitting there fucking listening right now going, oh, I could do that. I could do that too. Colin, you should definitely do that. I've watched Colin put down a fucking pint of ice cream on tour quicker than I could buy it. Like, it's disgusting what that man can do to a pint of ice cream.
Just wearing a white V-neck with no pants on. Oh, God.
Hey, he's graduated from the V-neck. All right, we, you know, our wholesale distribution on the t-shirts.
Don't ruin it.
We can get the long tees now. So Colin's wearing like the gray long tees.
His whole thing is just eating, but like filling all down his V-neck.
Dude, those fucking V-necks. And he would always, like, he would just bleach them white again and just keep the same dirty ass fucking, what an impressive human being.
Where is he? Can he hear us? Colin, I love you.
He fucking sees it. There he is. Well, welcome everybody to the chat. Today we are going to talk about the importance of physical media. We are, and I guess it's digital media in the same space, but like I'm talking about a physical product in which you hold in your hands, something like a vinyl. You know, I'm releasing a record on June 4th, and I have not made any physical product. We made tapes. Those tapes are getting made.
Sure.
But because I didn't really know, if I'm not touring, I don't really have a means to sell a record that maybe, I don't know how this record's going to do. But if it does well, you know, you're going to be the first person that I call.
Right.
Because I think when somebody falls in love with something, they want the physical product, right? They want to have it.
Nowadays, like, it's a merch item.
Yeah.
Like, people go to their phones, they listen to stuff, right? But fans want to buy stuff, but they want to buy stuff when you're on tour. They want to support that artist. So there's still tangible product that people want. I mean, there's certain reasons why you just don't do physical product, but then there's also reasons for you to do physical product.
Yeah.
So, but it's got to be tough. I mean, the last year and plus has been tough for a lot of people because they're not touring.
Yeah.
Why would you put a new record out and buy, boxes of stuff when you can't go out and work that product? I mean, how many shows? I'm pretty sure I've seen you now play, like 58 to 74 times over the course of our love.
Existence.
And how many times have I had two beers, because that's about as far as I get in, and then just grab your CDs and slang them at the door and sell a box because people just want to leave with shit. They
Yeah.
want to remember an artist or be a fan. So that's where you move stuff.
Yeah.
You don't, some people they go to record stores, they buy stuff, but it's not what it used to be at
And
all.
I don't even, to be fair, when I came in the game, the record store was the key. Like, we were all fighting for distribution deals to have physical distribution of our records. I was doing fucking shameful in stores at Best Buy and all sorts of shit to get these records moving off the shelves. And that's not a thing anymore. And I'm not even trying. Like, I'm not even hitting up mom and pop joints being like, hey, do you want to take 10 on consignment? Like, I'm just done. Like, for me, I can sell those quicker off my web store than I can sell those out. And I hate that that's the case, because that is where we all discovered all of our new music back in the day, and there is a romantic relationship with that experience. But at the end of the day, this is a business, and I can't afford to have $100 sitting on their shelf when I could move it off mine.
Right, but it's your business. So I mean, you're making your store. That's your product that, a fan can go and support you as an artist, and you're going to ship that out. Like now, just with how everything's worked for shipping the product out and people selling, like any artist can basically set up a store, fulfill all of their own product themselves. And anyone can go. You don't have to get in your car and go to a record store, which, trust me, I love going to the record store, but I can sure as shit grab my phone and order any goddamn record that I want, any format, within the next 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, look at what we did for you for Irreversible.
And that was perfect. I think that's a really good thing to talk about, too, because that was reinventing an old product that I hadn't printed in that media, and this was a really hard year for me. And I was like, look, I don't have a release coming out. I don't have anything that I can push and sell and move and, like, generate income off of, like, and there's no tours. There's, like, just nothing, because sometimes you could fall back on tour. You could tour a record for 2-3 years.
Totally.
But this has kind of hit that mark, and I was like, well, fuck, I don't really know what to do. And we came up with this idea to finally print Irreversible to vinyl, which was how we met in the beginning when we printed it to CDs 13, 14 years ago or whatever it was. And that was a huge thing for me. That was a huge bump for me this year, and kind of opened my eyes to treating your media like a merch product, opposed to, this is my really, like, I always got to have records on the shelf. I don't think that's the case. Like, I don't know if I will print more of those, because I said, this is limited run. This is 500. When we're done with these, we're done with them. That allowed us to charge more. That allowed us to build up a bigger hype. That allowed people to get more excited. And it worked really well.
Right. You can continuously put product out. You can make something special. I mean, music fans, from my experience and being one, want stuff. I remember as a kid falling in love with a band like NoFX and wanting every goddamn record that they had out.
Yeah, I would buy everything under their category at the fucking record store. All of it.
And you find obscure stuff. And then now with the vinyl world or any other thing, like, people will buy, like, oh, cool, I want that first pressing that they did this exclusive color. Yeah. Or I'm going to find, I mean, obviously at Discogs, like, you can go and try and track down. I'm guilty for it. I had to stop because I was buying shit that I'm just like, I need to stop buying this stuff because I don't need it. So, but I mean, you can continuously figure out new ways to release stuff, I mean, tastefully, and, run a business from your own product.
Yeah.
So, and making something special. You can just pump shit out and do the same thing over and over. Great. But what is that to the fan that, has it? Yeah. Like, it just becomes nothing.
Yeah.
Right. So you don't need to do the same thing over and over. You did 500. I go back to, like, stuff that I've worked on. A perfect example is like Flatbush Zombies. I did 3001: A Laced Odyssey. They did 3,000 records and they sold out of those. I'm pretty sure they sold out in 48 hours.
Nice.
They never pressed it again.
Yeah.
They didn't just they sold out right when we did them. And
Yeah.
they're just like, great, that's that. That thing has sold for almost $400 on eBay.
The
Three,
resold. Yeah.
yeah. And I mean, because it's special. You know what I mean? Like people have it. Great. You can listen to that music anywhere, but that's a product, you know what I mean, for that. For someone who really loves that record.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to buy. My lady loves Frank Ocean, and I was trying to buy his last release on vinyl, and he did several different versions, and all of them are impossible to fucking find because they were all limited edition. But there's ones that were like more. Well, you let me know because I
know that.
I was like, I'm prepared at any cost, to grab. And I was like looking for like the regular pressing one, which still only X amount was made, and it was going for hundreds of dollars. And I was like,
right,
shit. With a baby on the, I was like, I couldn't. I thought that was gonna be like $100 at most.
I do. Trust me, man. You know how big a nerd I am for my records and then my comics. Like. A box will show up and Chris will be like, really? I'll be like, I pre-ordered this shit like months ago. Don't worry about it. And
I ordered this when I was 16. Did you find?
That's how hard the comics. We don't talk about that stuff in here.
I don't have, well, I do. Musical equipment. I buy shit I don't need all the time because I convince myself that I need it and I want it and I hold on to these things.
You need it. Get it.
How many goddamn keyboards I have.
Right.
Realistically, I could get it all done with this, but I don't want to.
Right. That's fine. Right. I get it.
Yeah. Daddy needs his toys. It's understandable. But
you could be like, you can actually buy toys. All right.
Yeah. The fucking Futurama closet.
I sold it.
You sold the whole lot, huh?
Let's talk about it. I know we're talking about like the industry, but like it's a weird.
No, let's talk about your fucking. You had a closet full of Futurama toys.
Yeah. So I got my good buddy and I loved Futurama. So we, they came out. Toonami came out with these figures, and they released like 2 every 3 months, right? $12.95 each. So I was like, shit, I'll buy them. $25, cool. I got them. And then they do it for like 2 years, 3 years. Well, I kept buying them, and then they stopped making them. So I just had them all, and I had them all in the box, and it was cool. But at the end of the day, I was like, I don't fucking need this because I have a child, and there's going to be a day that I'm going to walk down.
Opens those motherfuckers up.
Just go, what the fuck are you doing? And so we're in the middle of redoing our basement, and I was clearing stuff out, and I was like, Chris, my wife, is a huge Futurama fan too, and I was like, what should I do with this? Like, are we really gonna like have this out? And she's like, I don't know, and I'm like, I think I'm gonna sell it. So I looked into like listing them all together, and it came to a good amount of money, and I was like, I don't want to deal with that. Nobody was selling the complete set. Nobody. So I put it on for $1,800 on eBay. And it's sold right away.
Did you get back what you put into it at least?
Oh, I got like 5 times what I originally bought that stuff for. But I was like, who the hell would spend that much money on that stuff? Once again, similar to the physical product.
Motherfucker.
I didn't spend that much money.
Yeah, but if it was something you really wanted.
I don't know, maybe. So, but I'm just saying that, that comes down to people want stuff. Mm-hmm. Stuff that they love. And what do people love? Music. And they fall in love with artists, and they want that product, and they want something to get them closer to. It's almost like having this I'm like this cred for being a fan, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh man, I'm a huge Greaves fan. I got all that shit saved on my Spotify account.
Yeah.
It's like, cool.
And I sometimes remind myself to listen to it.
Right. And it just doesn't fucking do it.
Yeah.
So, and it just gets lost in the shuffle. You don't have anything. You don't have that connection with that artist. You just don't have that. I don't know. This is me talking about it. And yes, I do this for a living, but also I'm that guy, and you know me very well. Like, I buy shit that I love.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
and
being
that's, you know,
passionate about that is literally what keeps me in business. You know, like that idea, that relationship is, you know, it's my job to create those things. And if, you know, I'm lucky enough to have a group of people that support me in a way that buy the things, that are passionate about the things that I release, and that's exciting. But I do,
yeah.
like, you know, like we started this, I can't justify making, now if this was like, here's my next record, you know, like here's my next full length Greaves fucking bop, like here it is, I'm putting fucking thousands of dollars of fucking PR into it, I'm running, this is it, I'd like all feet forward, this is my next record, you know, of course I would buy, because I know that is gonna go. But this is a new phase for me. This is like not my experimental phase, but more of the, look, I make all this music, right? Like
Hmm.
I make so much of it, and for years, a decade, I've been telling myself, well, this isn't what I'm contractually obligated to do, so I I'm not gonna do it. And if I would have released this record while I was under contract, it would have gone against me in a way that it wouldn't account as an
Hmm.
actual release. So I'm releasing music, you know, I've done all those EPs, those don't count as full length records. So when I release a record on my contract and it goes, you know, you owe us 3 full lengths before your term is over, and I put out, you know, 3 instrumental records and 2 EPs, I still owe you 3 full length records, and all of that still falls under my contract. Like none of those count against it, but they're still owned by the label. It's like all these extra things. So I've kind of been holding off on this idea to just like, hey, here's more music, here's more music, here's more
Right.
music, until that wasn't the case. And you know, I'm excited to do it. I'm excited to finally have the chance to release the music that I've been making forever, but I don't know how it's gonna go. So
Right. Well,
I'm not gonna print fucking 10,000 records and put them in my basement.
right. And which you don't need to, you know, nowadays it's like the format, you figure out what the demand is, you know, like, you know, you probably know I played in a band a long time ago. It was a long time ago, and that was the only thing that you did. I mean, shit, like MySpace was awesome back then. You know, like you didn't have all of this stuff with streaming. It was just like I have CDs. Now it's changed so much where you can basically put stuff out in the world, get a feel for it, then release it on different formats depending on what people want.
Yeah, you can release a record and they'd be like vinyl. You could take a fucking poll and they'll be like
Yeah,
vinyl. That's what
right.
I'm doing, tapes, because I think this would sound really cool on a tape,
Sure.
especially once the tape gets fucked up and it starts warbling a little bit and you get a little wow and flutter going on. It's gonna sound even fucking cooler. Um, but yeah, I'm only making 50. Once again, limited
Sure.
edition. Like, I'm probably not going to make more tapes unless all of a sudden the tape thing is like, I want tapes. But I hear in my brain what this record would sound like on a tape, and it belongs on a tape.
Sure.
Next up would be vinyl. But it's super expensive to print to vinyl, so it would have to, you know, I want to see how this record does. I want to see how people respond. They might just be like, yeah, this is cool, but like this is kind of shit that I bump when I'm at work, so it's nice to have it on Spotify. I don't really care
Right.
about having it on a vinyl
You
because
have to get a feel, right? You have to understand what form, like what works for different formats. You
yeah,
know, because then you know there's certain records where I'm like, well, I don't want that on a vinyl. I don't want to spend $30 on that.
yeah.
Like people just don't want to. So,
I
um,
wish we could make Walkmans. Someone just said Walkmans too, and it'd be like, that'd be dope if I could get like a full like Monstera printed fucking Walkman. We should look into that. Just sell the
I mean,
bundle.
we started offering cassettes not too long ago. I dragged my feet on it for a very long time because I didn't want to deal with it
That is not a
because
format I thought I would see popular again, to be
no,
fair.
no. People, you know, nowadays it's just like anyone can stream, right? But also, what can you release that? What can you make available for people that for everybody?
Yeah.
So like, you know, I do records and I'm, you know, obviously we're a CD manufacturer and I handle vinyl as well, but I do so many other things. And people were like, hey, can you do cassettes? And for so long, I was like, no. And then finally, I was just like, sure,
Fuck
I
it, right?
can because I have the means to do it. And then I thought most of my sales guys would, I got it all set up and I got a partner for us because there's not a lot of people doing cassettes. And funny story is our parent company, way back in the day before we merged with, they, acquired Copycats, they did cassettes. Cassettes died, like dead, right?
Yeah.
They took that equipment at a certain point and threw that shit in the dumpster. Like, it wasn't like, hey, they threw it in the fucking dumpster one day. And now people want cassettes where it's like, wow, we threw away all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And
So,
some
we're not
motherfucker went in the dumpster and got that machine out there, and now he's making tapes.
pretty sure that he actually, I think I spoke to them. I'm pretty sure that he did get our equipment at some point. So,
Hey, look, we can do tapes for you, and we're going to cut you a little bit of a deal because, to be honest, we got our tape duplicator from your trash can back in the day. So, we are going to give you a discount for that.
Real good deal. So yeah, nowadays it's just like it's like the music's free out there, but you want to make it available as a merch item for any person that wants any format. And that's, people can kind of choose their own adventure and figure out what they want.
Hell yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously we're a CD manufacturer, right? So us and our parent company, we're the largest CD manufacturer in America. We have 200,000 CDs going out of our facility every day.
Every day, 200,000.
Almost every day. So if someone says, no one buys CDs anymore, you can basically tell them to suck it because there are so many CDs being made. But the thing is it's not just what you're seeing. There's so many genres of music. There's so many different, areas in the world that still buy physical media, buy CDs, a ton of CDs. I mean, you sell CDs still on your merch and on your store, right?
All the time. And
right.
Dude, last year was the biggest vinyl fucking surge I've ever had in my whole entire career. I've never seen more vinyl fly out of my online store. Even when things died down, like when I came back from tour and I was like, I'm fucked. And people are like, we got you. We're going to your merch store, which was huge. Even when that wave kind of died down, people just like for a long time and still continuously, a lot of the only orders I'm sending out now are vinyl.
Yeah.
I occasionally ship a t-shirt out, and we got a bunch of new merch because I think everybody just owns everything now.
Right.
We got new merch now. We got a couple new things coming up. This is great. I got to plug a couple things. We got new hats on the merch store. They're fucking saucy. We got fucking metal camping mugs or campfire mugs. On the store now, which I'm super excited about because shipping mugs is scary because they get all fucked up and they get broken because although I support the United States Postal Service, those motherfuckers just throw shit around. They just throw it around. They don't care. They just throw that shit around like it's a fucking Nerf ball. And you know what you can't fuck up? A metal cup. So I'm super excited about that. It's actually live on the fucking shit right now. I always let you guys know first here on stream. So if you want to get yourself some little campfire mugs, you go ahead and get that. If you're super ghetto, you could probably like put some cold coffee in there and put it on the burner and heat that fucker up. I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying you could if you wanted to. But definitely don't do that. Don't do that. If you do, don't post Discord pictures in the Discord.
I'll try.
Also, since we're not doing a lot of physical media for this record yet, we'll see how you guys respond. Melissa Messner is fucking here, bro. Okay, first of all, Justin, I don't know if you know about this, but there's an angel that swoops down from heaven every once in a while, and her name is Melissa Messner, and she has just gifted 5 Tier 1 subs to the community, which ranks her at a total of gifting 480 subs to this channel over this channel's lifetime, which means she pulls the fleshy hammer from thine loins, and she thop down on on the table for all to see and for all to awe. And it just lays there and it glows and it shines and it and it just fucking, it leaves imprint. It's amazing. Melissa Messner, thank you so much for coming through. Now the stream is fucking popping. Now I need everybody to know you need to be back here on Tuesday, June 1st. Tuesday, June 1st, we are doing, especially for all those people that just got new subs to the channel, you can only come here on Tuesday. We are going to be previewing the record here on Twitch. So I was thinking, hey, we're not making, like, what kind of exclusive thing can we do for, other than the tapes and the cups, and we got these cool ass green corduroy hats for the record that are fucking slapping. I know it sounds crazy, but they're sick. Wait till you see me in them and you get the boner and everything's great. I thought that it would be really cool to premiere the record here on Twitch several days before it comes out, so you guys get to hear it before anyone else. You got to be a sub to the channel to listen, and you got to be here on Tuesday, June 1st at 5 p.m. And Justin's like, "What the fuck?"
I don't hear anything, and I just think you're having a stroke.
Trust, it's real.
Okay.
But you will get the visuals that we'll be uploading to. Every song has a different visual. My homie Mike Squires has been working super hard on it, and they're these beautiful, like, macro, wonderful videos that I think really accompany each song's vibe, and each song definitely has its own kind of vibe. And it's kind of transcribed in the title of those songs. I think really helps get the vibe of that. But anyways, you come here, you can listen. Those visuals will be playing. I'm going to jump in the chat. You guys can ask me any question you want. I will be fully attentive and present in the chat. Melissa Messner has just gifted 5 more tier 1 subs to the channel, which puts her at 485 up in this bitch. I feel like, Melissa Messner, you need to post a picture of yourself in the Discord, and we're just gonna make like a fucking graphic that just comes out with you dressed in like the fucking like a warrior princess, like you know, like the Nordic like angel fucking wings behind you and like a fucking suit of armor. It'd be sick. And then it'll just kind of come out with a hammer made of flesh, and you'll smack it down, and there'll be fire that erupts across the bottom. It'll be like, Melissa Messner. Maybe. Maybe. If you guys show up on Tuesday, June 1st. Okay, now that we're past that, Justin, sorry, that was a whole lot of information to take in.
Is it my turn now?
It is definitely your fucking turn.
Okay,
except we just hit a hype train up in this bitch.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know that you don't know, but it's exciting. We're at level 5 already, which is, I don't know how that happened. We just skipped all the other levels and went straight to level 5. We're at a level 5 hype train. We're at 11%. I have no idea how this is going to go, but let them get crazy. You and I can continue our conversation.
I would love to do that.
AC Smith gifting 5 tier 1 subs to the channel. Also provides thine fleshy hammer at thine Congress. Puts it down. Damn. It's live action. It's live action, Justin. I know you can't see it, and Melissa Messner followed up behind him with 5 more subs, so that's a total of 10 subs. AC fucking Smith has gifted, it's not telling me. I don't know what's going on here. This is very confusing to me. He's gifted 50 away to the channel. Melissa Messner has reached 490. She's almost to 500. 500 gifted 500 subs away. She must be a lawyer.
When this is over, can you just write me an email explaining everything that's happening?
I can't. No, I wouldn't be able to. I don't necessarily know. It just feels exciting, so I'm gonna let my emotions take control. You know? Okay,
I'm excited.
Holy fucking shit! All right. Back to physical media. Melissa Messner, this is a good question for you. Melissa Messner, other than just being amazing, like, let's talk about support, because here she is just supporting the ever-living fuck out of this stream, which directly supports me, and if she supports other artists in the same way, like, that's amazing. Melissa, are you a Spotify person? Do you buy vinyl? Do you like, she just slaps down 1,000 bits real quick. She's like, I don't know, you want some bits? Do you like cassette tape? Do you like CDs? Do you like funky looking flash drives with digital media on it? Which, did that ever go anywhere? Was that
Not really. It happened.
It happened. I remember going to like South by Southwest and be like, look, it's a flash drive, face like my face. Like, it looks like my face, but like all my shit is on it. And you can buy this flash drive for like $50 and it has literally everything I've ever done on it. And I'm like, I'm good on that.
You don't want it. You can delete everything and put whatever you want on it.
Yeah. I mean, it's like only 500 megabytes, so you can't put like anything on it, but you can put like some pictures on there.
Anything under that, but you need to keep the extra space. So maybe like 46. Okay, great. No, they're fine, but no, we don't. It never really took off.
Yeah, and also I don't want to spend money like that on something I indefinitely will lose. I am not. Right. I lose these fucking things. Look, there's one right here. There's just one on the ground right here. Where did it come from? I don't know.
Right. Who cares, too? Hey, first off, like, how are you going to show, like, what are you going to do for your collection? You're just going to, like, whip out this, like, chain and be like, dude, check all these that I have on here. And it looks like a fucking janitor's keys hanging from a ring.
Oh, fuck. I didn't label these ones. I don't know. We're going to have to play flash drive roulette to see which one we fucking get. Melissa Messner says she likes all that stuff, but I miss live music. So she's been getting merch crazy, which has been amazing.
Yes, people like her are what are keeping you alive, as well as thousands and thousands of people, so that they can continue getting to a spot so that they can play live again.
Yes, absolutely. I honestly, like, last year I was a merch company.
Yeah,
I wasn't a musician. I wasn't a touring artist. I was a merch company last year, first and foremost, and I did everything. Like, it was a lot of work last year, but incredibly grateful for the opportunity to have it. You know.
Can I tell you something fucked up? We had our biggest year last year.
That's because everybody turned into a merch company last year.
I know.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me, because I felt like, sadly, I felt like a piece of shit because all of my friends are in a bad spot, can't tour, can't make the income that they usually do. And then I'm over here busier than I've ever been. And it was just, I mean, it was great and also sucked at the same time, because a lot of my friends are in the service industry. A lot of my friends are musicians. A lot of people, need that to do their job, to pay their mortgage. And it was awful.
I mean, so it could have easily been you, though.
Yeah,
it could have easily been you.
Yes, right. I mean, I talked to you right away. This is when we were talking about doing the irreversible vinyl. I talked to many people, and it was awful. I mean, how much, one tour supports you paying your mortgage, supporting
for
your
the whole
family.
year. One tour supports me for a yearly stipend of like money, more or less. Like, because tours, let's be real, are also very expensive to do. At the level that we're doing them, at a moderate,
losing money on that stuff all the time.
Absolutely. We will lose money on a show just to get to the next show. I mean, we're losing less money because we pay people for their days off. Gas is still gas, whether or not you don't have a show that day. You still got to cover ground, and you still got to sleep in hotels, and you still got to pay people for not being at home where they could make money elsewhere. So, every day I'm torching through cash. So, but I also can't play a show every day. I'm going to kill myself.
Right.
So, yeah, we eat shit. We'll take if routing can't get us a show, that's great, we'll rather take that than take another day off. Like, at least I'm throwing something towards my burn rate, right?
Right.
So there's
Also,
100% days that I make no money.
and not to go back to physical media, but you obviously will make money from that show. And also, you have an opportunity to slang your merch, to sell this many records, to sell this many CDs, to sell this many t-shirts, because that's what keeps you going on the road.
Yeah, I mean,
That money right in your pocket is what it is. I mean, you're not going to be able to, I love it when people are like, "Oh man, dude, I'm such a big fan. Like, I got your stuff on Spotify." It's like, that's awesome. Like, I appreciate that. But also, do you realize that that doesn't support me in doing this right now?
no.
I mean, I don't even know the stream world of what you need to, how many you need to stream to make like whatever. But it's like you can make so much more selling that product. I mean, CDs, even vinyl, I mean, it's expensive, but at the end of the day, you can make money from that for you to continue your business. I mean, fuck, you can make a CD for $1, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
I mean, still there's all the recording that you paid for and everything else, but like on the road, you sell that for $10, that gets you to a spot where you can continue your journey.
Yeah.
That is money right in your pocket.
Yeah. I mean,
So
we've had nights where our merch sales were larger than our guarantee.
yeah,
Easily.
100%.
Like easily. Those nights where we play like some of the bigger shows where we're like opening up, so it's like, hey, we're not going to pay you a bunch of money because you're playing in front of fucking 10,000 people, so we're going to give you this much, and we'll fucking double our guarantee at the merch booth.
Because you'll work your ass off to win new fans over that wouldn't have heard you, to leave with a product.
Yeah.
Because if they say, "Oh, I got you on Spotify," that's great because they're gonna forget listening to that record when it's in their whole other catalog. Like even when you're like, "Oh, I'll check you out on Spotify," cool. The minute that you load up that app, you are distracted by every other release that came out or anything else.
Oh,
that
you like
paid
this? Check this out before you even check that out. Check this shit out. Yeah.
Right. So, I
Yep.
mean, it's great. I mean, once again, like it's the digital world is fantastic. I always looked at it as like side income. Like you do your normal stuff that people have been doing forever for selling that physical, and then you have digital over here. Maybe digital go really well, and you're like, "Oh my God, that's great. That adds this extra income to my business."
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'm gonna focus on physical and figure out ways to make money as a business and to offer that to those people. And then you have multiple streams of revenue too. I mean, because as an artist, you're a business. End of the day.
Absolutely. I have a business license.
How do you yes, I mean, how do you figure that out to continue that business, to build that brand? Like I hate it where it's like, well, you're building a brand and you got to do this, but really you have to. You have to have, your product, you have to have your brand, you have to, continue to be creative with what you do for people and for fans, because nowadays the whole industry is just oversaturated with everything, where if you don't, you will basically get pushed to the side because 20 others will come up and one will not remember or care.
Yeah.
It's that fast nowadays. So,
and if there's any artists listening, I think that's a really important thing to kind of think about. And there's the idea of this, right? Like there's the idea of having your product and it almost being, like you said, a side hustle, but also being realistic about that, right? We're a business at the end of the day. If you are buying more product than your business can sell, you're going to fuck yourself. And then you're going to think about that experience in a negative realm, which it isn't. You just have to be realistic about the things that you're doing. And that is something that, Colin and I constantly do when it comes down to merchandise, or even when we think about CDs. It is the reason why we haven't printed any, it's why we haven't called you about Canopy yet, because I don't want, I spent some money making the record, and I think I'm going to get that money once that record releases probably all did from digital shit. But if I tack on the the reproduction or replication of physical media, large item merch items or large ticket merch items, all that money just goes away, and now it's sitting on my shelf. So I still own that money, but it's sitting on my shelf, and I think I need that money to move forward. So a lot of people are in the chat being like, oh, I wish I had a physical. We will be making tapes, but honestly, if you want to see physical media for this is how I'm doing this release. If you want to see physical media for it, support the project. That's the best way for me to know that you guys want physical media, or just constantly be blowing me up.
Right. Yeah. It's too tough to know what people really want, you know? Like, I mean, this is a different journey for you.
Yeah, 100%.
This isn't that record. You can't be like, well, I'm gonna put this out and I'm gonna do this many things. I'm gonna do, CDs, I'm gonna do vinyl. It's like, no, you can't do that because you don't know what people. I mean, I've heard the record. You sent it to me. I really like it. Okay? Do you like that?
You heard it. You heard it, guys. You gonna buy it. You gonna buy it.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, someone might be into you for Greaves and be like, wow, I wasn't feeling this. I mean, you don't know. You made a record that you wanted to make, which is fucking awesome. And that's what artists should do. But also, like, you can't risk everything and throw thousands and thousands of dollars into something until you kind of feel what really you need to do for people and what people tell you they want.
Yeah, it's hard. And this being this new experience, it's like the best way for me to kind of feel it out. So I'm feeling it out, and I no longer I don't think I have to do these things behind the scenes anymore. The music business has changed drastically. It has now become a business that goes, you want something? Do you want it? Prove to me you want it. Okay, here you go. Mm-hmm. And people are releasing music all the fucking time. This is another way for me to continuously be releasing music. Like, I can have this come out, and then I can have, my full-length record come out. Then I can have another one of these come out, and then I can have another another EP after that, and then a full-length, and another one of these. Like, I can continue to saturate my fan base with more music if that's what they want. If you guys are like, nah, fuck it, we'll stick to the format of you like every 3 years, like releasing a record, which is what it's been, that's fine. But if I'm not touring like I used to, like, I have no idea what this is going to go back to. So if I'm not touring like I used to, which was like a maniac to be fair. And if
I'm exhausted thinking about it.
If I got to be honest, I don't want to do that anymore. Like, I'm fucking tired. I do want to tour. I want to hit the spots that need to be hit. I want to provide live music for people, but I don't want to spend 7-8 months out of the year on the road. I got a family. Like, I'm not trying to, that's not what I'm trying to do. So, So maybe I can spend more time in the studio, less time on the road.
Right. Tell him what you guys want. Tell him what you want to get.
Yeah. A lot of vinyl, like I said.
Sure. But also the beauty, we can talk about this. The vinyl world is so fucking bananas right now, like out of control. Like, the demand is high, and it always has been, and it goes through, it's just a constant roller coaster. So right now, for us as a company, we're booked out till January, February of next year. I have enough projects in the queue that my whole capacity is out the window.
That's amazing, though.
Yeah, and there's other places that months ago were already booked out to April. Okay? So the demand is up there, but also, you can release a record and then put out another record, or I'm sorry, when I say put out a record, I mean, like, you can digitally release your record, right? And people have it. And then when the vinyl's done, the vinyl's done. Okay? It's not stopping anyone from hearing that music. They know they're going to get that product. I mean, that's become the norm. And it sucks within the vinyl industry because there's a lot of struggles. Machines, their issues happen. The supply chain is really bad right now. Mm-hmm. Okay? Costs are going up on all materials. Just to make a record, when you made it irreversible, okay? If you said, I want to do irreversible again, guess what? It's more money. just because due to, paper mills, due to
Supply and demand.
Yes, correct. I mean, I'll even tell you right now, like so PVC went up for vinyl, so that was a huge jump. Polycarbonate's going up for CDs, plastics going up, resin to make DVD cases. Every single like element for manufacturing is going up. Just like lumber is, you're obviously aware lumber's like through the fucking roof. That's happening everywhere.
Do all home services. I just got quoted fucking 10 grand to paint my house.
Wow, I'll do it for 8. It's gonna look like shit.
Yeah, I can't go with it, man. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's all right.
Unless you want to do it for 4.
Oh, we'll talk afterwards. Take this one offline, okay? Let's take this one offline. But yeah, putting out a record, it's just like you can do it. People get it. Everything will be okay, So, not everything has to come out at once. Yes, people want that, but it's just not, right now it's not really realistic. So, I almost like it when stuff's staggered because it's almost like I get to revisit that record.
Yeah.
At a later date.
Yeah, I like it too. I like it as a fan when I see an artist going like, hey, we never really had the means, or we did like 20 years ago, but like we're gonna repress this record. I'm fucking in. Like I own those records, those are the ones that I got super excited about. Jay-Z, if you're watching, if you want to go ahead and print Reasonable Doubt to vinyl, again, I would be more than happy to buy that from you. So, I'm sure he's watching. He's watching. And make sure you call Justin to print the vinyls. Melissa Messner just got 5 more tier 1 subs, which, Justin, I don't know how good you are at math, but that puts her at 500 subs to the channel.
I was going to say 14. It's not good at math.
It's not 14. It's 500, and that's a lot of fucking... Okay, we're going to have to do something for Melissa Messner. I'm pretty sure we've already, sent her all sorts of crazy shit. You want some human hair, Melissa? I will send you... I will send you some of my hair. I will empty out the Roomba, too, because there's going to be all sorts of people's hair in there as well. I will send you a box, a fucking 6x6 box packed full of hair if you're into that. I don't know if you're into that. I'm riffing here. I don't really know your ups and your downs. I'm just saying I could maybe provide that.
Where are you going to get all that hair, bro?
Dude, there's a bar across the street from my house. I could just be like, yo, everybody, a little bit of hair in the box. Dude, let's go.
Bernard. I can get Bernard. Bernie Cheeseburger.
Oh, yeah. Luna could fill that fucking box up easily.
Yeah. Well, just our 2 dogs alone could fill that box.
A Melissa Messner mural for a Greaves tour backdrop. That'd be fucking hilarious. Here's the deal. Melissa Messner, if you hit 1,000 subs, I will print a fucking 12x12 banner of you and hang it behind. I'm going to have to put Greaves over it, because it wouldn't make any sense if it just said Melissa Messner in the background. But I will put Melissa Messner on there somewhere. 1,000 subs. That's what we're going for. Next time I tour, you can be the background of my tour banner.
The entire tour.
Thousands and thousands of people will see you and be confused as to why.
I love that pitch. Like thousands and thousands of people will see you and be confused.
But that could be her kink. You don't know. The box of hair and confusing lots of people could 100% be her thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm down with it. So I don't know about the box of hair thing. I'd laugh. I'd probably take a picture and post it on Instagram and be like, Justin sent me a box of hair. And then I'd burn it.
Yeah,
but
I'm actually going to start collecting Bernard's hair and send you a box of hair at some point.
That'd be pretty fucking funny.
Yeah.
I would laugh.
It's pretty bad. Anyway.
How about I get to sit on stage next time you're in Michigan? Just dead center. like while I play or like in between acts. It's like, and now 15 minutes of Melissa Messner just sitting cross-legged on the stage, staring into your face. Whatever you want, to be honest. Yes, sure, whatever. That's fine.
And he's telling the truth. Hey, well, it'll happen.
If you want, we put a fucking baby Bjorn on pants and he could wear you on his chest while he plays fucking keyboards. Or he can get one of those Sakura blooms. He wear you on his back so you can face forward and be a part of the action.
I miss pants.
I miss pants every day.
Yeah.
Look, I'm wearing a fucking hat with a pair of pants on it. I'm wearing a pants hat.
That's how much you miss him.
I rep my squad, dog. I get asked all the time. They're like, is that a pair of pants on your hat? And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah. That's the end of the conversation. No one knows what to say. Yes, it fucking is. Okay, goodbye.
Yeah. Thank you. Goodbye.
Well, I don't know. I think it's important for people to know whether they're on the purchasing side or on the artistic side about physical media. And of course, guys, if this is something that you're interested in, please hit up Copycats. They're your guys. They're your gals. They're your non-binary people that will make whatever the fuck it is that you want for people to listen to your music on.
And so it doesn't matter. I mean, I'll just like real quick. When do we have to end this shit?
Whenever. We can end it right now. We can end in 10 minutes, 20 minutes.
I don't want you to ever end this.
Let's keep going. Keep going. Keep it in.
So, for us, like, I'll give you just a quick thing. Like, so yes, we do a ton of CDs. We do a ton of crazy shit. I work with big artists. We work with small artists. But at the end of the day, when you first came to me doing your reversible record, was that the first? That was the first thing we did.
It was the first thing I did.
We are still that company. We do anything from small artists doing 100 units to doing 100,000. Yeah, if not more. Like, there's some crazy shit. I told you before this. Like, I have to sign NDAs regularly just because I can't talk about projects that I'm working on before it comes out. Like, the industry has changed, and we're doing tons of crazy shit and super fun shit. It's awesome. But at the same time, we're still working with every single independent musician, whether they need anything and everything.
I love seeing you win, man. From the beginning of my career, when I didn't really know much, I knew that you were that dude. Aww. And throughout my journey in this business, I have realized you are that motherfucking dude. And it's been so nice to have somebody so consistently give a shit about what they do. Because here's the deal. You don't have to give a shit about me in particularly when it comes down to business transactions. You and I have a friendship because we got along and that's where we took it. But ultimately, I just need to work with somebody that gives a shit about what they do, because I care about this so fucking much that when I put something that I love and I care about so much into somebody else's hands that's just kind of meh about it, I want to fucking burn their house down. Like
I so understand, and it's almost like terrible for me because, like, we talked about this earlier, like, I'm doing lots of projects for my house right now that my wife and I bought 3 years ago. We have a 99-year-old house. We're getting ready for our 100-year-old party for the house next year. But we're working on all this stuff, and when I deal with someone, I want them to give the service and care that I feel everyone deserves, that I like to give to my customers, because it's like, hey, cool, I'm going to hire you to do this thing that you do.
Yes.
So I don't want to think about too much. I just want you to do it and do it well, like you care about it, so that I don't have to think about doing this. So, ever since I started at Copycats, which is now over 15 years ago, that's how I do things. Like, I'm going to take care of, what do you want? You want CDs? Do you want vinyl? You want cassettes? You want a video brochure that opens up and plays a fucking 4-minute video? Cool, I can do that. Do you want a hardcover book that holds all these media sources? We can do tons of crazy shit.
Video
I
brochure?
Yeah, we did. Yeah. Do you remember? Do you know? So Tool released a record that you open it up and it plays a video. It's got a little screen in there. Did you ever see that? Their last record.
God damn, the future is now.
So, um, shit. I had it somewhere around here.
I don't know
have it on-
shit about that. I can
So
guarantee
anyway,
you
yeah.
I don't got money for that shit. Holy
Correct.
shit.
But I'm saying,
He
like,
goes,
I can
correct.
do
No, I know that you don't.
that is fucking expensive. No, but you can, at the end of the day, like, you can come to me and we're gonna figure out a solution and we're gonna do it, and you're not gonna worry about it because I want to turn around a product because I give a shit that you get something that you are excited about. So,
And that is the most important. You should always be working with people that feel that way. They don't need to feel that way about you, but they need to feel that way about the service that you are rendering from them, right? Especially in this business.
100%.
I'm handing something over to you that I care so much about. I want you to care that you do a fucking good job, even if you think I'm a bitch. I don't care.
Right.
Like, I don't care what you think of me. I just want you to care about what you're doing.
Kind of thought you were a bitch like 12 years ago, but it really worked out for all of us, and here
Hey.
we are. Here we are.
It turns out you really like bitches.
Now you're my bitch. No, but at the end of the day, it's like, most of the people that are in my life are people that I met working at my job.
Yeah. Well,
I've been
you
doing
get to
it
meet
for
a
over
lot of
10
cool motherfuckers at your job, too. Case in
I
point.
mean,
Case in point.
true, it's true. But like, it's super fun for me, and like I care about the stuff that I work on, and that should be important. I mean, I love going to my job every day. I've been
Yeah.
doing it for over 15 years. I love going to work. I work too fucking much. I told you before, we jumped on, like, every day this week. I think tonight's the only night I won't have to do it. I go to work at 7:30. I leave around 4. I pick up my daughter. My wife and I hang out with my daughter. We give her dinner. We put her to bed. We have dinner. And then I go into the office and I work.
Hey, you gotta
Until
clean her after you feed her, though, right? Because they get.
I know we
fucking-
do,
it's
we do a
insane.
bath. We do a bath. We clean it up. All right. It's okay. We do all that. So, but it's just like that's, I'm working all the time, but at the end of the day, I'm not complaining and it's not really bothering me because I love what I do and I
Yeah.
love being a part of the projects that I'm working on. And
Yeah.
I'm doing some really fucking cool records, but also I'm working with great people too that I get excited about who I get to be involved with,
Yeah.
So,
Well, like loving music, knowing, and this is a reoccurring theme on this show, and it's a life in music does not mean that you are a musician. It does not mean that you're the front man for a fucking band. It doesn't mean that you're a part of that experience at all. I mean, you can be you. You can be you are a musical individual, but let's be real. Your life in music revolves around merchandise, I guess, or
Yep.
the product of your
yeah.
and all you do is circulate in music.
Yeah.
If you work for a software company that develops music software and you're constantly dealing with musicians that want to use your software and shit like that, you have that's a life in music.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people look at what we do and it's like, oh, it'd be so cool to, well, do something, like contribute your love for music, and there are so many different avenues, and these are the people that we're bringing on here, whether it's on the live side, whether it's on the fucking business side, whether it's on the audio side. There's so many different avenues in which you can travel down, and I know a lot of you probably listen to this, and I've seen the comments that's like, hey, I've always wanted to do this, but I'm trying to help y'all out here. I'm trying to give you an avenue to see that there's more. There's more than just one direction towards having a life in music. And
Totally.
I think you're such a great example.
I'll give you guys a little background. Like, I went out of high school. All I wanted to do was work at a record store. Didn't give a shit about going to school. That was the last thing on my mind. Record
But
store,
you
that's
had
what
the
I wanted.
alpha job. Are you kidding me? When you're in school, you're in high school and you got a job at at a fucking record store. That's the alpha job. Are you
Right,
kidding me?
right after, but people are like, "You gonna go to college?" And I was like, "No, I'm gonna work at a record store." And they're like, "Well, good luck." Like I'm failing at life because I'm not going straight to, college. But I worked at a record store. I ended up meeting every single person for my next job. I met reps coming in that worked for labels. I met venues doing promotion. I met the owner of Copycats Media who used to come in and shoot the shit with me. So I ended up realizing that I wanted to go to school for music business because I don't want to be a musician. I don't want to tour all the time, but I want to understand being in music. So I went to
Hmm.
school for music business. I ended up doing promotion for venues. And then at a later date, after I graduated, I worked for Sony for a little bit, actually promoting artists. And then I hit up my dude at Copycats and asked him if they were hiring, and he said, "Why don't you come in and see what you're gonna do?" And I interviewed the next day, and they hired me. I started off as a sales rep, and now I'm president of the company. But all I wanted to
Pew, pew,
do,
pew.
all I wanted to do was be a part of music. But I didn't. I knew I didn't want to be an artist. I knew I didn't want to tour all the time. But there's so many different ways to be a part of the music industry, just like you said. But figure out what it is. For me, I was already doing. I did play in a band. And then I went to school and I worked for a major label. And then I did promotions. So I did, all these different ways, all these different, like being involved in all these different ways, seeing it from a different angle, whether it was, the touring or whether it was the label side of putting out a record. And then for me, Copycats was to see the actual producing that record in a different light,
Mm.
like, making that product for that musician, because then that goes to the label and then they promote it. So then that artist can go on tour to do for the venues. So it was almost like for me, it was just like, how do I continue and like have my hands or be a part of like every single stage of this music industry to understand it? Maybe I won't like it. Well, I ended up liking Copycats, and now it's been 15 years and I just stayed there.
Yeah, and you're such a cool
So,
I think that side of things is like you're providing a service for musicians, and it's this like it's not like a publicist or something, where it's like,
no,
all right, I'm gonna give you this money, and I'm expecting you to do great things for me, which is a lot of the music business. A lot of the
sure.
music business is kind of a leap of faith, but
And they fail you a lot of times
oh,
too.
100%. But what you do is like, I make this. You want this many thing, you want this quantity of this. I make this for you. I get it to you on this time. I will work around the clock
Yep.
to make sure you have what you need. Blah, 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 blah. Transaction of service. Bam, bam, bam. There it is. You immediately you got motherfuckers calling you.
Right.
I used to carry
And
your business card around in my wallet for
I
like a
know,
decade. I don't
I
have
know.
anymore, so I don't anymore. But like, and people would be like, "Oh, where'd you get this made?" Or like, "Oh, yeah, I'm going through CD works or whatever the fuck it. What was the big one?
This
Uh,
make
Disc makers. Oh yeah, my cousin going through disc makers. And I was like, no, call Justin. This is the early aughts. This is 2007, 2008. I'm handing out your business card like fucking Molly at a rave to all
you
these
were
rappers.
you played at work tour and you would literally like call me like, "Dude, here's the deal." It was Cameron, it was Big Chocolate. And it was like, "Dude, here's the deal. This guy is burning his CDs and writing on them with a Sharpie." And I
Yes,
said, "No,
I did.
no."
Yeah,
Yeah.
on our bus. I was like, no, Cameron, stop that.
But it's a funny story because like how well, you know what? I'm gonna jump into a different thing. Another thing that helps, don't be a piece of shit. If you want to be in this industry, don't be a piece of shit person. Okay?
Yeah,
Because you
hell yeah.
being a good person and you caring about what you do and you caring about the other people, I mean, I'd like to say that's a reason why I'm still here doing this. Okay? Because what happens is Ben right here, okay, you guys all know him as Greaves. That's your name, right? That's your stage name, right? He has opened this door for me to be successful. He is a key reason, right? And because of that relationship, I can basically write a giant list of every single person that I've worked on their record. And it's because of that you led them my way from how you first started it.
Hey,
Okay. I'm doing a record right now for someone. Like it's a really awesome record that I'm stoked to be a part of. And it was because you basically referred Cameron to me, and I met someone through Cameron, and that person's now giving me this other record. How long ago did you have Cameron work with me? When was that work?
2011.
Yes. Now I'm doing this record right now, and that was a friendship, and it's just like this chain. Like I always looked at it like a spider web. Like you just one person, you meet someone, and then you get introduced to this person, and then everyone kind of knows each other, and then you
Well,
realize how small this industry is. And guess what? You will stay in that small industry as long as you're not a piece of shit person.
yeah.
And that's my number one thing because I've seen so many of them who don't fucking give. They don't care about others. They don't respect others. And then
Spotify
they're,
playlisters were looking at you.
but there's no relationship. I mean, dude, Ben, I met you doing your record. And guess
Yep.
what? You were at my wedding and you spent the whole entire day with me.
Yeah.
Like this, there's so much more. The friendships and the relationships that you have, they're so important. And I've met so many other people like Ben that I consider some of my best friends just from doing my job. And like all I think about is like I get to work with my friends every day. And I'm gonna make new friends every
Everybody's
other
like,
day. I mean,
I want to chop at Copycats. Fuck. Everybody in Minnesota right now is about to be at your door tomorrow being like, oh, shit.
I'm just saying, like, I try and look at it as fun. I mean, my work, it's stressful as fuck. I mean, we're doing, we do like crazy big releases and, all this, gnarly shit.
Oh,
And
let's be real. When you say you're going to get something to somebody on time, they want it at that time. And chances
Yeah.
are they want it like a month ahead of that too.
You're
So,
well aware, right? It's tough. I mean, we're especially the bigger the project, the tighter the time frame is, and like I want it, I want it, I want it. So we try to pull it off, but at the end of the day, too, having a good relationship, being honest with them, working with them, understanding like things happen. So
yeah.
I mean, I can tell you stories and stories of projects that I've done, crazy ass projects from like Motley Crue to like all this other crazy shit that like I can't believe we pulled it off and we did. So, and I built relationships where it's just like I'm locked in, like not locked in, like I sound like a douchebag saying that, but it's just like, you build that person's trust
Yeah.
and you continue to work with them.
Well,
So,
that's how I sell you every time. Not like, this guy will get it to you quicker than anybody else. It's just like, look,
he's really cheap.
this guy's gonna work with you. He'll go to bat for you, and like whatever you need. Like this guy's gonna shoot you straight, no matter what. I promise you that you will not be disappointed when you work with Justin. And like case in point with Big Chocolate and how that kind of trickled down. It was mainly like, he had to tell his fucking management company because his management company didn't even know anybody that could like this kid is literally burning them day of on a MacBook with a CD spindle, just torching his fucking MacBook out, like exhausting to watch. And just being like, dude, you at this time, I'm pretty sure you make more money than me. Like, why don't you just have these made? I think it's cheaper. I do think it's cheaper for you to just have them made and then they look cool. You don't have to buy all these Sharpies and write all over this shit. And then like his management company, like you're probably their guy now. Like all of the people
I am.
all of the people that came like popped up out of Seattle, like you're their guy now. Like it is the people that like maybe started when I started and I was handing out business cards and being like, hey, you don't know what you're doing, call this guy, he does. You're their guy now. And you just got like locked into people's journey in the music business because you are one of the rare people that aren't like, hey, fuck you, like it is what it is. Like it's so transparent and easy working with you, and I rarely have that experience.
Yeah, and I mean, one of those was Macklemore and Ryan, when we did that stuff, and when he went from independent to releasing the heist, he brought management on board. And I'll tell you right now, I talked to that manager and he was just like, just to let you know, you're friends with Ben and Ryan. I don't know you. So
Whoopty fucking shit. You became a manager when they became famous. So suck a whole bunch
right.
of
But it was just like, you have a big release coming up. Like, I don't know who you are really. So
but I don't know anybody else. So I am on the phone with you.
I'm looking at but it was like, I'm looking at other options, you know what I mean? To see what's going on. And so I worked my ass off to fucking get him what he needed and to do my job and do it right and not take it for granted. And what happened? I built an amazing
platinum records, dog. Printing platinum records.
But also, like, I built a relationship with that next person. You know what I mean? Who continue to communicate to this day. So, I mean, it's just building those relationships, taking care of people, because at the end of the day, you never know who you're going to deal with, who you're going to talk to.
Yeah.
So once again, don't be a piece of shit. Because there's so many people that I don't understand how they handle a business and treat someone like they do. Like, how did you get this far?
Sorry. It's sucking D.
Yeah. Sure.
Shout outs to Melik Poetry with the subscription from Amazon Prime. I don't know if you guys know this, but if you want to subscribe to the channel, let fucking Bezos bitch ass pay for it. All right? That shit is free with Amazon Prime. All right? You got that. Okay? I live in Seattle. We get to say this about Bezos. All right? So just let Bezos bitch ass pay for it. Amazon Prime. It'll pop up. Just go ahead and hit subscribe to the channel and then go subscribe with Prime. Shit's free. Shit's free if you have Amazon Prime, which I'm assuming you do. Anyways, Justin, I love you. This is a great conversation. I think it's important for people to know these things and maybe inspiring for people to realize there's life outside the stage in the music business. And
yeah. There is.
And, if anybody stumbles across this video and they're looking for somebody to hit up for CD, vinyl, whatever the fuck replication, copycatsmedia.com. They are your guys. What are you, second largest in the country or first?
We are the largest CD manufacturer in North America.
Yeah, yee! Air horn sounds. I don't have those, but I do have this button that tells you to be here on
Tuesday, June 1st.
Tuesday, June 1st, 5 p.m., 2021. If you're watching this 5 years in the future, who fucking knows? Anyways,
I'm gonna show my kid.
Do it when she's 30. show this to her when she's 30 and married to my son.
That Uncle Ben, man, he's weird looking.
No, is that my father-in-law? Be like, yeah. Uncle father-in-law.
We have something set up, so our two kids are gonna get married. We already set that up.
Prearranged. All right.
Yeah.
That's good. We've concluded this stream. We've got to the end. Here we are. Justin, did you pick a song? Did he make you pick a song?
I hate doing this shit because I listen to a bunch of stuff, and usually I just listen to what I'm working on right now.
That's fine.
That I like. Nah, this shit's not even released, so I couldn't even put stuff out. So
wow.
I was like looking at my stuff and I was like, oh, that's not out yet. I can't do that.
The music that I like isn't even available to you.
Okay, now I sound like a douchebag. I'm sorry. I picked a. So one of my favorite artists is called Sights and Sounds. They're out of Canada.
Yeah.
It's a side project from the lead singer, Comeback Kid. But I actually have a little story for that before you kick my ass off of this thing. Do you remember when I got you on that Vice sampler?
I do.
Okay. So that was years ago when I was doing the discs in the Vice magazine. So on one of those discs I listened to, I discovered this band, Sights and Sounds. So I fell in love with them. And basically, they don't really tour very often outside of Canada. It's just like a small thing. They've released a couple records. They did an EP. And one of my sales reps, my guy Brad, was working with like a small label that he knows. And that small label put out the last Sights and Sounds record the other year, which was manufactured at Copycats. So sick. I was fucking stoked just to know that was coming through our facility. So anyway, that came out in 2019, but I listen to it all the time, and I listen to their catalog all the time when I'm working late. And I just been listening to that lately a bunch, so I picked one of the tracks off of that record.
Well, hell yeah. For those that don't know, we have a weekly playlist on Spotify called Greaves Cantina Jukebox. And we always have a guest pick a track for the jukebox. If you got a sick track for the jukebox, drop it in the Discord. I'm going to go ahead and hit you with the link right now. And there's a music channel in there. So hit us with some fucking music links, shit that you're listening to that you would like to see. Maybe it's your song. Maybe you're dope. Maybe you're sick. And we put you on our fucking jukebox. Who fucking knows? I am looking at this chat, and it looks like they're trying to fucking congregate. They're trying to get a slumber party going on, which is like y'all just forgot about COVID or some shit, or everybody's vaccine now. I don't know. But here's the deal. I see someone in here called Saucy Mushrooms, and I saw back in the chat, he said that him and Colin could share a sleeping bag. A sleeping bag. Are you sick? Here's the deal, man. Saucy ass mushrooms. You're 7 feet tall. Nobody's sharing a sleeping bag with you. They don't make sleeping bags your size. Okay, think about it. Colin's a little shorter than me. What are you, 5'10", Colin? So look at it. You share a sleeping bag with Colin. He's just like it's coming up to your fucking tits, right? The sleeping bag. There's no way you're fitting in the sleeping bag unless you're in the fetal position. So fucking it's up to your tits. And that's hood and everything, right? Right up to your tits, which means Colin's snuggled in there, but he's right under your armpit. And nobody wants to get in a sleeping bag with a fucking, like, they don't even, no. Look, bring a sweater, some warm pants. I'm going to wrap you in a couple blankets and a tarp, and I'm going to gaff tape it around you like a sexy tall burrito. But you can't be asking Colin if he wants to share a sleeping bag with you. Proportionally, it doesn't work out. And if he's scooted up to be on your level, then that shit's going to cover his knees. So what happens here when you and Colin share a sleeping bag? You didn't think it through, man. You didn't think it through. And Colin's comfort should be high on your list. It doesn't need to be number 1, but it should be 3, 4, at least. Jesus.
What just happened?
I'm trying to explain what it would be sharing a sleeping bag with this behemoth. All right? It's crazy. Fuck. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. This has been Wired and Wednesday. I wanted to end it on that note because it's very important that people understand these things.
Yes.
This is Wired and Wednesday. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next Monday at 5 p.m. for happy hour. It's tiki summer, so we're making tiki drinks. Get your rum, get your orgeat, get your fucking limes. Something's gonna happen with those things. Get your fucking demerara syrup, get it all popping. Tiki summer. I will post a recipe soon. And then make sure that you are also here on
Tuesday, June 1st.
Tuesday, June 1st. God damn it, that is next week. If you would like to get a pre-glimpse at the record before it comes out. It's not a glimpse. We are listening to the whole entire record right here on Twitch. Sub only. But the whole thing, visuals and all. So we'll catch you on Tuesday, and then we'll be back on Wednesday for Wired and Wednesday. It's a heavy streaming week next week. Happy to do it. Justin, I fucking love you.
I love you.
We need to hop on one of these, just you and me, and drink a bunch of fucking drinks and talk about our children.
Talk about being dads.
I would love that.
Yes.
Oh, wait. We're giving away some headphones.
Oh, yeah, I was just going to say.
Who won them? Melissa Messner did. Hey, Melissa Messner, 500 subs and you won a motherfucking pair of headphones. There it is. God. Well, if anybody deserved it, it's definitely you.
I agree.
Shout outs to Melissa Messner. I don't know if she's already won 12 pairs of those, but who gives a shit? Start an Etsy store selling these headphones that we're giving you. Remember, every Wednesday we are giving away a pair of Astro A10 headsets. So come in, join the conversation, learn a little bit about something, and fuck around and win some headphones. We'll see you next week on all those days, but remember, Tuesday,
June 1st.
Pre-listening to the record. Justin, I love you.
I love you.
Everyone, I'll see you next week. Peace.